Hey there, welcome to the fourth episode of the 20-Minute Wellbeing Check. I'm your host, Stephanie Cunningham. This is where all of us mind, body, spirit junkies come to check in and get a little growth-centered snack. As a reminder, each time we get together, we'll touch on a different topic designed to support you on your unique development path, whether personal, professional, or spiritual. So be sure to comment. Wherever you're seeing this, drop some comments so we know this is helpful. Also, if you have a topic you want to see covered, drop that in the comments as well. Today's Wellbeing Check topic is loving detachment, aka the art of not caring what other people think, aka conscious detachment, aka conscious connection. Raise your hand if you struggle with letting things go, especially what other people think. Oh my gosh, me too. It's been such a struggle over the years. Let me know in the comments. I don't want to feel alone here. Actually, this is one topic I support clients with in my practice every day. So I know we're not alone, not completely alone in this fight. It's a tough one for sure. Like many of you, I too am a highly sensitive person and empath. So this topic is near and dear to my heart. And I'll be sharing tools that I use daily to overcome my stress and anxiety. But before we get into that, a little bit about me. In case we haven't met yet, I'm Stephanie Cunningham, certified professional coach, Reiki master teacher, speaker, and trainer. I'm founder of RevelationU, a firm focused on self-awareness and personal growth that offers Reiki, spiritual life coaching, and in-person and online courses. I have an office in Marysville, but I also do a lot of remote coaching and remote Reiki, distance Reiki. My mission is to help people better understand themselves and the world around them so they can create a life that feels really good. I'm talking deeply, incredibly satisfying. All right, so let's dive into today's topic, loving detachment. We're going to check in on what the term loving detachment means, how to release attachment without disconnecting or isolating yourself, and trading assumption for acceptance. Connected to everything but attached to nothing. Attachment is rooted in fear. You lose your fear of loss when you realize you're already whole. Amazing in theory, difficult in practice. Would you agree? As an HSP, quarantine had my brain on overdrive, and perhaps you too. Lots of extra energy with nothing really to do, so anxiety and the good old HSP spirals started popping up fast. How many of you feel like you're constantly managing your thoughts to stay balanced and present? I'm sure I'm not alone. Actually, I know I'm not. Like I said, many of my clients struggle with this. If you're here, there's a good chance you do too. Pause this recording and comment and let me know. Also, take a pause and jot some things down in your journal. Perhaps some thoughts are really popping up right now. Before we dive in too far, I want to be clear that I'm not a clinical psychologist, and attachment, codependency, and detachment is a very layered topic. Some of us, me included, have trouble letting things go and attaching ourselves to people, concepts, and beliefs about ourselves and others because of societal programming, our relationship with our parents, trauma, the need to be right or in control, feeling as if we're not worthy or good enough, personality traits that cause us to deeply process or feel stuff, and so on. Our conversation here is not about diagnosis, but more awareness, navigation, and support. We all have people in our lives whose opinion of what we are doing or their perception of us, etc., matters more to us than our own. For whatever reason, be them external or internal. And what we're here to do today is to help, again, navigate and support you through that. The concept or practice of loving detachment invites you to release attention or importance to the thoughts, ideas, and beliefs of others without judgment of them or yourself. Yes, read that last part again. Without judgment of them or yourself. That can be tough, especially when you feel very raw and emotionally or spiritually attacked. Can you relate to this feeling? Do you have people in your life that you tend to walk on eggshells with or feel like nothing you do is right? If so, think about how you're connected with these individuals. What's the relationship? Is it your brother, mother in law, your boss, or partner? Comment or write down some thoughts in your journal. Take a pause. These feelings seem to be present in both personal and professional relationships. For me, there are a few family members that seem to take up more space than necessary in my brain. And while things have gotten better with the tricks I'm about to talk about, the battle wages on from time to time. So, what does loving detachment feel like? Well, it feels like awareness, a noticing. Noticing the conversation, situation, or environment that you're in. It feels objective, external, versus subjective and internal. Meaning it might feel like you're watching something play out on TV or something take place externally rather than being in it. Again, like you're watching something play out on TV. It's an observation rather than a judgment, meaning you're taking in the information versus making assumptions about what someone else is thinking, feeling, or doing. Loving detachment feels compassionate, offering yourself compassion and grace and the other party compassion and grace, as we all come from different backgrounds and perspectives. Finally, loving detachment feels connected, as you're extending presence and compassion for yourself and the other person or persons involved. You feel a sense of connection to the human experience, understanding that we live in a complicated web of engagement that sometimes gets tangled and messy. The need for survival, connection, and belonging are very powerful forces. Do you see how loving detachment can be beneficial? Now that you know how it feels, is it something that you've experienced before? Share in the comments or jot down your insights in your journal. Before we get to the 5 steps to loving detachment, I want to talk about what loving detachment is not. Loving detachment is not isolating yourself from others. It's not disconnecting yourself from others. It's not releasing the importance or need for relationships. And it's not disengaging from life in general. Relationships are important. Connection is important. And I think quarantine has shown us just how destructive physical, emotional isolation and disconnection can be. We're humans, we're social creatures, and we need one another to survive. So I want to be clear, loving detachment is not taking yourself out of the equation, not taking yourself out of the connection with others. Let's get down to business. I'm offering 5 steps to loving detachment, but you might have others. So please, please, please share them in the comments. I'd love to hear them. Step 1, recognize your feelings. Instead of just feeling your feelings, really become aware of them, notice them, become conscious of the feelings you're experiencing. In fact, name them, claim them. Step 2, detach from the feeling. Once you become aware of how you're feeling, pull back your awareness and detach your emotions so you can think logically about the thoughts coming up. Step 3, ask questions. From a place of loving detachment, ask yourself questions to determine why this person's opinion or response is important to you. Is this feeling really their feeling? Or are you projecting how you feel onto them and receiving it back? Kind of like mirroring. Step 4, witness the facts of the moment. Ask yourself, are my assumptions true? Are my assumptions true? Or am I filling in the blanks with unhelpful ideas? And be honest. And step 5, take loving action. Determine your next step. Should you walk away from the moment? Engage in something more pleasurable, take a walk. If your instinct is to argue, try to get them to see your point of view or prove you're right. Ask yourself if that action truly supports you and your mental, emotional, physical, and spiritual health, or if it supports your ego. If it's more about ego, aka fear versus love, make a different choice. So what do you think? What would you add? Please share in the comments and jot it down in your journal as well. Carla, a recent workshop participant, said, another tip, don't play games. It isn't helpful to say, I'm not texting Jen until she texts me back first. Engaging with that energy is unhelpful. If you find yourself feeling that way, it's time to take a closer look at your inner world and your relationships. I love Carla's comment, and I share it because it's such a good tip. It can be very easy to get stuck in that space. Have you felt that way before? I'm sure you have. I think we've all been there. The last thing we'll talk about is trading assumption for acceptance. Assumption is accepting something as true or as certain to happen without proof. Again, without proof. Acceptance is recognition that you can't change the current nature of something or someone and choosing to accept them for who and what they are. Acceptance can be very valuable, a very valuable tool for managing anxiety. It doesn't mean you will accept bad behavior or be boundaryless. It's more about managing your energy and your emotions. Accepting people for who they are in this moment and making choices to be around them or not, or engage with them differently if releasing them from your life altogether is not an option. Making this decision from a place of clarity rather than ego or judgment is so much more effective. It doesn't mean that you can't work on changing the relationship, of course. Acceptance is an active process that allows you to consciously choose how to move forward at any given time and release the importance of the opinions of others if they are destructive to you. In my experience, what has helped me become more successful in my quest to recover from approval addiction is getting more in touch with myself and making choices to live in alignment with what feels good to me. By doing that, I have gained confidence in myself and my choices, leaving less room for the opinions of others. In short, self-awareness and consciously choosing things I know feel good to me has offered enormous healing in all ways. Share your thoughts on acceptance and assumption in the comments or in your journal. How does it feel to you? Is it something that you've experienced? Let me know. That's all we have for today. What did you learn from today's well-being check? Share in the comments and keep exploring in your journal. This is all about inspiring new perspectives, new ways of being and connecting that feel good to you. So keep on exploring. We have an opportunity to learn and grow in person with other like-minded people coming up next month. If you want to learn about creating goals with you in mind, join us on January 22nd from 1 to 3 for 5 steps to setting realistic goals by putting yourself first. Visit RevelationU.com to register. Space is limited, so get your spot today. Thanks for joining us for today's Wellbeing Check. We'll see you back here next month where our topic will be putting yourself first without feeling like a bad parent, spouse, friend, or employee. Once again, if you have a topic you'd like to discuss or maybe even moderate, let me know. We're here and open to your suggestions. If you want to get in touch with me to schedule a Reiki or coaching session or want more information about our corporate options, reach out via our website, RevelationU.com. You can email me at RevelationU.com@gmail.com. And you can also check out our course list on Teachable or, of course, give me a call. Until next time, be well.